Hi guys, Ryu here with another video for Blender. In this one we're gonna talk about how to create a trim sheet using Decal Machine. Now for this to happen you will need to have all the maps that we baked in Blender. So if you haven't seen these videos, go ahead and watch them. I show you how to render normal map, curvature map, AO map, and ID map, and in height map. So all the maps that you need. And you might also want to bring all these maps to texturing software and create metalness and roughness map if you would like to add material to your trim sheet. And I'll show you how to add those materials. But if you would like me to make a video on how to create these maps in our external software, I'm using Quixel Mixer. So just let me know in the comments and I just might drop a video on this one. It's not complicated. But in this video we're gonna basically bring all these elements together and try to create a trim sheet and add a trim sheet to our library so we can use it in our modeling, okay? Just a few words before we start, guys. Blender Bros is on Patreon, 3 tiers for everyone. People who use add-ons, don't use add-ons. Amazing stuff coming on December, but we have also really cool stuff on November. Great tutorials, so check it out. And many thanks to everyone on Patreon supporting us. Thank you so much, guys. So what we need to do is go to End Panel, and before we start anything, I'm gonna enable screencast keys. Go to Machine tab and click on this panel here, Creation. Go to Trim Sheet. Okay, let's just expand it so we can see a bit better. And go to Initialize, and you will be greeted with this kind of a plane, right? Now what you need to do, okay, is to load all the textures that you have, all right? And I'm going to load all the textures that I got exported from Quixel Mixer. Now probably you will not be getting the albedo texture, so the texture that is responsible for the material color. If you bake just the trim sheet textures in Blender, you're gonna be getting normal map, you will be getting AO map, curvature map, and also height map, ID map, and normal map, right? So I got some different maps in here because I actually brought them from texturing softwares. But I'm gonna plug a normal map, I'm gonna plug a roughness map, and let me see, this metalness map and AO map, okay? And I'm gonna actually load all of them. This is a combined map of metalness, roughness, and AO, which can be used in vanilla Blender without any add-ons. And also it's quite important for Unreal Engine. I'm gonna load these, and also I'm gonna load separately from another folder other textures that I prepared for this. So once you loaded all the textures, we need to, rename this. So I'm gonna name it Blender Bros, if I can spell it, Trim 2, and we need to change the resolution, but the resolution is going to be changed automatically once you load the textures. Now I suggest you load 4K textures, so when you're going to be baking textures, bake them in 4K. Quality is much better, and if you careful with texturing object and you just simply don't add too many material elements, you use one, it will reduce the draw calls in game engine, so performance is going to be much better. Therefore you can go with a slightly higher resolution texture. So instead of going with 2K textures, you can go with 4K textures. So I'm going to be loading all the textures. Now you simply need to click on the normal and assign the normal map to normal map, and you will see that if you go to your look def, you can see that the normal map was loaded correctly. So you do need at least normal map for this trim sheet to work, but we're gonna plug in a few more, right? So now let's plug the AO. So you need to find an AO map, and then we're gonna plug the curvature. So let's find a curvature, here we go. And then we're gonna plug the height. And then we have the metalness texture. That's actually coming from the texturing software. So if you texture your trim sheet in texturing software, you'll have metalness and roughness map for this trim. Okay. Now color map is albedo, meaning this is going to bring all the colors from this texture that you applied in the texturing software. But like I said, you don't need those. Okay, the example trim sheet that comes with Decal Machine doesn't have these. Okay, and then you also can add other maps in here if you have like emission. Alpha is mostly for cutting out single decals, but we don't have any single decals. These are all panels. Okay, so this would, I think, do. So let's see how it looks. It looks pretty cool. There are some issues here, and this is caused by parallax value. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna work now with the height map and adjust it. You can now adjust the height here of this whole trim sheet, so we could just pull it a little bit, but not too much. Okay, just a little bit up, and see how we go. And we're gonna get some pulling in here. Quite frankly, I think that height map is not really needed. Usually it's gonna create some problems, especially on edges like this. You see, you're gonna see some stretching. So quite frankly, I'm just gonna go with our height map for this one. Okay, so that will do for me. All right, cool. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to trim this up. All right, so we're gonna go to this section below. Okay, and we're gonna start trimming it. So you start trimming by pressing this plus. Okay, and you will see kind of like a rectangle, sort of like a gizmo that you can adjust. Okay, and I'm gonna just pull this bottom bar or bottom edge up, and now you can just simply trim this sheet the way you want, meaning you are defining, okay, the strips of geo they're gonna appear in a Decal Machine later on. So when you're happy with it, press this button here, like 2 sheets, and turn off the visibility of the top one. Okay, and then we can just keep trimming it. So let's trim it somewhere here, and maybe trim it somewhere here, and create another one. Turn it off. You can overlap them like this. That's okay. It's not a problem. You can create as many as you want, right? And then we can create, another one here, like this, and maybe another one here, like this. And let's grab this one. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna cut it, cut all of it, because it's just repetitive, right? So it doesn't really matter, but you get the idea, right? So you cut them into bits, basically. And make sure you're precise with these, okay? So just put them in the gaps. The more precise you are, the better, okay? And I'm just gonna create one more here in the bottom, like a big one. So in fact, we could create like this one here. Right, something like this. Just like I said, be precise. Put these edges in crevices preferably, so they're gonna create nice rounded edges. This is quite important, somewhere in between, so this top color doesn't bleed through, but you got this dark edge indicating the end of geometry. So now this one is bleeding here, so let's do something like this. Like I said, the more precise you are with it, the better. Yeah, so to take your time, you're baking it only once, so you can be precise with it. Okay, put it somewhere here and trim it. Right now, once you finish, you need one more trim, which is called empty trim, so you can unwrap stuff to an empty space of a texture. So we're going to turn off box cutter, and we're going to create like a small window here, small kind of space somewhere here in the middle. Okay, small one. We're going to click on this window here, and it will switch to empty. Okay, also since these are panels, right, they are all tileable panels, we need to select these windows here. So you can just drag your mouse down and to select them, and then you just press trim it once you're happy with this choice. Yeah, and then Decal Machine is gonna trim these bits and create trims out of this trim sheet. And then all you need to do is simply click on this create trim sheet library, and this will add the trim sheet to the trim sheet library, and you're done. And then you have your own trim sheet. Okay, so let's just wait for this to finish and I'll show you how it works. Okay guys, and that's our trimmed trim sheet. And then, like I said, all you need to do is click on this here, create trim sheet library. I will not click this because I already created this one, so I can actually show you. So let's add, for example, a barrel. I'm not gonna be, showing exactly how to use these trim sheets in this video. We're gonna probably create another video for this one, but I'm just gonna show you very quickly how it works. So if I'm, gonna press D in edit mode, I can see my trim sheet here. When you click on it, you can add it to this surface. I'm gonna hold Alt, so it's gonna get added only to this area, and you can see that now I can flip through my trim sheets in my library, right? And there you go. If you see that faceting, you simply need to add some bevel or smoothing, and everything's gonna be peachy. Okay, so there you go. All right, and it's just been added together with the material. So if you want to have your own materials on the trim sheet, simply don't bake materials in a software. And then you can see like issues like this here. This is simply caused by tiling. Okay, tiling ends here, but like I said, I'll show you more in detail how to use trim sheet and how to apply it to objects in the next video, so we're gonna take care of issues like this very easily. Okay, so anyway guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give us a like and sub if you did. There are links to Decal Machine in the video description. I suggest you get it because this software is absolutely insane. And also I released a video recently on how to make money with Blender, which involves Decal Machine, so I'll go ahead and watch it. You can easily make money that you spent on Decal Machine and even more. Pay for all the add-ons and you're gonna still have tons of money left after that. So go watch this video, and if you are into creating decal packs or trim packs, this video might be for you, because it's probably one of the easiest ways of making money with Blender. Okay, thanks for watching. Catch you next video.